What's going on in that TBH here on behalf of GameLottie.com, and today I got with me Anon, Ethos, and Black. Say what up to the people. All that
everybody.
Oh my god.
What's up? It's your boy Bleedy Black. I'm back with another movie review.
What up?
Yeah, and today
yeah.
Today we're gonna be talking about what's currently the superhero movie of the week, Logan, which is the last Wolverine or X-Men movie with this Wolverine. Here's a Hugh Jackman is his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is his last appearance as Wolverine. This is kind of his like farewell movie, his send off. It was rated R. Let's kind of go around the table and give like general consensus. Anon, yeah, I know you're sick and tired of superhero movies. How did you feel about Logan overall?
I thought it was good, to be honest with you. I didn't think it was as incredible as everybody was ranting and raving about, but I definitely thought it was good. One of the better superhero movies. I feel like the movie would have actually suffered a lot if it wasn't rated R, because that's where most of the charm came from. It's adult humor, themes, and brutality. So I think that's what helps bring it together, along with certain elements of the story, but others I disagree with.
Right. What about you, Black?
I gotta say, this was the what's the word? Last of Us X-Men. Like, this was X-Men's Last of Us, and it was perfect.
I said the same shit.
It was like exactly that. I think it was a good ride throughout the entire movie. Very anticlimactic with the ending, but it was I enjoyed the experience. I just question, was it worth it at the end? Like, should I have seen John Wick instead? But like, it was good. It was a really good movie. I like the cinematography as well. I don't recall anything about the soundtrack that I liked in particular. Like, nothing really stood out in terms of music. Like, I'm pretty sure they just used a bunch of temp music and they're like, yeah, it makes it sound like this. But yeah, it was a straight movie.
Right. What about you, Ethos?
Ditto.
Great opinion. Well, very insightful.
What I'm here for.
What's the name? I kind of agree with Anon with the, like, it was good, but like I remember when we were riding to the movie theater, there was a billboard in San Francisco. Apparently, like on Rotten Tomatoes, this has like a 95% out of 100. Nah. It wasn't that good.
Well, I agree with that rating.
95?
95?
Because Metacritic doesn't base it off of the scoring. I thought it was based because of critic stuff, right? Isn't it based off of like how many people gave it positive?
It's a curation. Yeah, it's a curation.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be technically a 95. Well, it would be. I was
assuming it's Rotten Tomatoes. It might be Metacritic. It just said 95% critics are saying.
I don't know.
I still disagree with a 95% overall rating. It's like I said, I feel like people are ranting and raving over this because it's one of the few rated R superhero movies that's actually good. The same way people ranted and raved over Deadpool. Deadpool was good, yes. But like it's the fact that it's rated R that makes people like, yes, because if you read comics, like I don't read comics, but my brother reads comics heavily, and I've like looked over, and comics are very brutal. Like they don't have the PG-13 violence that a lot of the cinematic universe shows. So when you have a rated R superhero movie, it seems like it's closer to the source material, aka the fans like it more.
Right. But before we get into specifics, Go ahead.
I would say, despite its rated R rating, it was still a good movie. Like,
do you think it would be just as good PG-13?
No.
I don't know. I really don't know, because it was set for 2B graphics. So I would hate to say, yeah, this graphic movie would be just as good if it was made.
Okay. For, like, when I say if it wasn't rated R, I mean like same movie. But instead of you actually seeing how brutal like Wolverine's claws were and this little girl was, like they use camera angles to kind of hide it, like they have in all the other movies.
Imagine the scene where Dr. Charles was like going crazy and everybody was frozen. Imagine where the claws don't go into everybody's head and it cuts away every time. Like, you think it would still be an amazing movie?
Once again, like I wouldn't. If it was the exact same movie doing the same shots, but making a PG-13 rating, no, I don't think so. But I think the overall like plot and premise of it would still probably would have been all right.
Okay, so now I have to disagree with that too, because the plot and premise, the entire movie, Wolverine hates that little girl, because I just saw it a second time yesterday. literally out of nowhere, this man grows a conscience and is like, "Oh, my daughter," and like,
wait,
I'm gonna
did
go
he?
save
I don't
these
think
kids.
he hated her though. He just didn't want the
He
responsibility.
He didn't hate her, but I mean, like, he definitely wasn't a fan of her. I mean, the man tried to leave her on multiple occasions.
Well, hold on. How can you say that he doesn't have a conscience when at the start of the movie he was in hiding with Charles?
I'm not
Xavier.
saying he doesn't. I'm not saying he doesn't have a conscience. Period. I mean, like, he grew a conscience for her.
No, I think
so.
he had a conscience off the rip, because the reason you have to understand, the reason why he shunned her wasn't because he didn't want it, it's because she was trying to keep her away from Xavier. You know why he was doing that, right?
Xavier killed everyone.
Because Xavier killed all. That's why none of the X-Men were in the movie.
That's why I was like, yeah, he killed them all.
That's why he was pushing them away.
I can argue he had a huge conscience.
Yeah, because the thing that the movie doesn't tell good is it says they hint at it and they speculate, but the thing is that Logan. This is why I watched it a second time as well, and I caught it because I didn't catch it the first time. But apparently Xavier had his first seizure at the X-Men school, and he killed all the X-Men inside with it, and that's why he was on the run.
That's why they kept talking about Westchester and Westchester.
The movie, one of those things. I guess that's a gripe with the movie.
It's told and it's not shown.
Know. Yeah,
it tells you, but that's the problem. That's a
things.
sin of writing. You don't tell people something; you show it, and they didn't show it for whatever reason of him killing them all.
Pretty decently. They alluded to it.
They told it pretty decently, but again, that's a detail that's you have to connect the dots to get it. They don't straight up say, because the thing is, Logan has to keep away from Xavier
to a degree.
Yeah, because Xavier.
Yes, you do. Because I had no idea. Because I'm not a comic book fan, and I had no idea the X-Men headquarters was at Westchester. I just thought it was like an Empire State Building kind of thing. Like, there was a lot of people.
They were in the car with it was Charles. It was the three of them, and at one point the radio was like after the hotel scene where he stabs everyone in the forehead. The radio says something like it was similar paralysis happened to Westwood, where most of the X-Men were. Then he cut it off before.
It didn't say most of the X-Men. It said like
or all something like that, something to that effect. Nigga.
It didn't say anything about X-Men or mutants in that radio. Like,
they did
broadcast.
A woman did. I promise you.
I don't remember them saying anything about it.
I don't remember them saying anything about it.
I just remember him saying it was a similar.
No. They said it was the radio. They were on their way. No, they were actually on the way to like the.
I know what scene you're talking about. I'm saying I don't specifically remember her saying something about the X-Men or the mutants being killed by Xavier in this incident.
No, she alludes to it. Well, she didn't allude to it. She does say the X-Men, and then Logan cuts it off right before. It says they were all killed. And then I was gonna say one thing. He did have a conscience, because at one point in the movie he says everyone that gets close to me ends up getting hurt, and I was like.
Or whatever. Yeah.
I'm sure he's referring to I don't want you near me because you will get hurt.
He couldn't stand killing a child, especially after what happened with Xavier.
Right.
That means all those X-Men kids were killed during the seizure.
That'd be alright.
This guy.
I don't know.
What's the name? So, rewinding the clock for those rewinding back to the beginning. For those of you who haven't seen it, the movie starts off with Logan and Xavier in hiding after the whole incident they just described. Oh boy, killed all the X-Men. And then that's when the dude with the bionic arm comes along. And
homeboy from Narcos.
Yeah. And they're trying to find the new Wolverine, female Wolverine, which is this tiny little Mexican girl who could barely speak English.
X-23.
Yeah, okay. X-23. Who's got claws in her damn toes.
Laura.
How did y'all feel about the girl who played X-23?
I like her.
She
did her thing.
Like, I feel like she served her purpose, and yeah, she served her purpose. Like I didn't have any like real super gripes with her. My only gripe with her wasn't her fault; it was the writing's fault. And I've already spoken about it to y'all personally, but it was the very last scene.
Wait, we'll get into that.
Overall, she was a better child actor, mainly because he didn't actually have to speak most of the movie.
Right.
She cried. I thought it takes a lot to cry on screen, like on command like that. Yeah. So, like, I thought she did a good job.
I think she was dope. She did her thing. She's a good little Ellie. She's the Mexican.
Yeah, exactly. She's Ellie.
Mexican Ellie. Yeah. One of my problems I had with the film, though, was like, why they had to kill the black guy? Like, he was just trying to, have his farm and.
Oh my God! Yes,
that scene made me mad, bruh. Oh,
I was like, damn, like yo,
the whole family too.
Slaughtered the whole. Go ahead.
It couldn't have just been like one of them. It had to be the entire crew, bro. I was like, bro.
At least they killed the racists too. They got killed horribly.
Yeah. Well, so how'd y'all feel about like the clone that they had? He was one of the main villains of Wolverine.
Meh.
Yeah, and I was like, about that.
But it's like the perfect mutant that you want to make his Wolverine. Him.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
I understand.
It's a symbolic choice.
I know it was a symbolic choice.
But like realistically, it's like you don't want Professor. You don't want Magneto. You want Xavier. You don't want what's the ice dude?
The Phoenix, Iceman.
Iceman, who's literally one of the strongest mutants because he has elemental powers.
I thought they were all dead.
I'm just saying, like,
the clone though. He's
from dead mutants. They take tissue from
remember he took the tissue from the tracker.
So it's like really just.
Well, maybe they did. Didn't they have the ice chick?
Yeah, I guess. But like they made the perfect one was supposed to be.
They discontinued all the children and they were like, oh, this is the perfect one without a conscience. It's
remember,
Wolverine.
they were after X-23 mainly, not the other kids.
Well, that was the problem because you gotta think of it like this. Already off the rip, finding compatibility with probably a high powerful mutant like Jean Grey probably is probably a 1 point something, like a 1% chance.
I mean, but that kid was had telekinetic powers though.
Yeah,
it wasn't level to Logan, and that was another thing. It was like they needed to make it where they could remove emotion, and then that's another, a whole other psychological thing you got to figure out how to do off the rip. And that's where like, all right, let's just synthetically make somebody instead of just trying to put it into humans. So that's probably why. It was probably just the timing. It was like, all right, we have enough time to make Wolverine. Maybe we'll be able to make some more. But I don't know. I just see the whole movie. The whole movie to me is like
no, not it's not a we have enough time to make Wolverine, because they said that they perfected Wolverine's clone before they shut down like the kids. Yeah. Like they were like one day, I guess the lady on her video was like, oh, one day I guess they perfected it because they told us to shut down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what's really confusing too? Was it X-Men 2? Wasn't X-23 in that one? The grown one?
I don't know. Apparently, this follows the timeline of Days of Future Past.
This is a different.
Okay. Okay, so it follows that timeline. Okay, yeah.
It's an alternate timeline. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say it because that's confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, any movie before Days of Future Past is irrelevant though. So
I feel that.
Well, once again, like I'm saying, there's, I guess, a lot of my, some of my problems just derive from like, Logan expecting you to know everything from the previous movies, so like you can't really go into it blind. And then that's what happened with me, because y'all know my gripes with superhero movies, and I especially don't like the X-Men ones because those are like usually pretty shitty.
Yeah,
they've been pretty eyed the last few ones.
I ain't trying to watch shit.
Wow, the slander. All right, so go ahead.
Black said it was alright. Like, when was the last time it was like, yo, nigga, you gotta see that movie? It was alright.
X-Men, never. I'm gonna be honest, just never.
Yeah, the last X-Men was terrible. The one with Apocalypse.
yeah, that shit was fucking ass, bro.
I don't care.
I thought Days of Future Past was really good though.
I didn't.
Yeah, it was alright.
I didn't see it. There have been so many X-Men movies that have been like,
I think that was probably one of the better ones, like especially PG-13 ones. I think that one was probably by far one of the best storytelling. It was light on the action for me personally, but it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. Going back to Logan though, I was kind of, I don't know, maybe I don't know what I was expecting, but the adamantium was killing him. How did y'all feel about that?
With metal poisoning? That's actually rooted in reality, because I met somebody yesterday that has a metal implant in their arm, and he has to keep taking immunosuppressants or something like that, because you can get metal poisoning in like implants in your body. So I guess the adamantium being around the adamantium or something like that, like, was reacting and giving him poisoning, and that was what was killing him.
I just thought there was gonna be something else that was killing him. I was like, that was it. I was like,
no, that's I gotta look into that because I got an implant.
Yeah. So
like just be like poison.
But yeah, if it's rooted in reality, I can feel that. I just thought it would be. I thought maybe a mutant did something to him, or he got into some fight.
I actually thought it was liquor. before
yeah, maybe liquor or like the pills or something like. But it turned out just to be the metal, and I was like,
yeah. Mother Percocet. Yeah.
Oh my god. What's the name? How did you guys feel about the action in the movie?
Yo, I will say it was nice. It was like really nice for the fact that it's like he's old and he's old and sick. But like my favorite scene was my man gets he takes the green juice. And like he just goes off, and it's like, yo, this is amazing. And then like it wears.
I think that's one of my favorite.
I actually
don't like that because I feel like that was standard Wolverine. My favorite scene is actually the beginning scene where the Cholos are trying to fucking like strip his tires. Strip his tires, and he comes out and like he can barely get that third claw out, and like it's showing you like this is old Wolverine. He can't just push out bullets easy anymore. Like shit actually like hurts him, and I think that's what drives the story forward a lot better. The fact that Wolverine can get hurt, and he's not Wolverine anymore. He's an old wolf. Like it's
Logan.
Yeah, it's Logan. Like, and I thought that was dope because like it showed that he was vulnerable, but it still showed that his rage when he finally gets up, cuts Homeboy's hand off, and starts going off. Like,
what's the name? I gotta disagree with you on the green juice saying I had a problem with that because it contradicted the writing. The little boy, before he took the juice the day before, he told him take it in small doses because if you take it all at once, it'll kill you. And he took it all at once the next day, ran in, killed everybody, and then he didn't die.
I was like, a little bit left.
Oh my god! It's just one of those things. Like I know I'm being nitpicky, but I was like,
I see. I thought about
if they would have said it maybe at the beginning of the movie, but he literally said it, and then the very next scene he took all the juice, and I was like, huh?
Maybe we can attribute to his healing factor.
No, because the reason he took it is because his healing factor wasn't working. So once the juice wears,
it does work better.
But when the juice wears off, it's not working anymore. That's the thing.
But I know it's like that could be what actually killed him.
What is the juice? Goddamn it! What is it?
It's Mike's special stuff.
Oh my god!
So it was like that scene didn't make sense to me. And then another thing that kind of pissed me off about the movie, like the more that I think about it, like I just don't see how it got a 95. Fucking
thank you.
When old girl went and freed all her friends, why were the kids just standing there? The fight should have been over. They had Static Shock. They had an Earthbender. They had fucking Dreamgate Jr. and shit. It was just like they had all these amazing powers, and the kids were just sitting back watching Wolverine
Iceman
fight.
or Ice Woman.
Yeah, they had Ice Woman.
One thing I didn't understand is like you were hunting mutants with regular guns. It's like
no, because only what's her name can heal. The rest of them can actually be killed by regular bullets.
Right.
Nonetheless, your goal was to kill them at like regardless. So
yeah, that was writing inconsistency.
That was the biggest thing. It's like why group them up when you could just shoot them all in the back?
Yeah, why try and capture them first and foremost?
Like you made the perfect one already, so that was one inconsistency.
Yeah, logical inconsistency. And like what was also the purpose of threatening Logan to surrender with shooting the kids? Like I didn't get that either. I was like, that doesn't really make sense, but all right.
And then like the more I think about it, the more I pick apart the movie, I just don't see it. Like people were talking about, it was like, you're gonna leave the movie theater crying. I knew he was gonna die at the end.
Exactly.
It's his last movie. Of course he was gonna die. Like
I gotta say that was very anticlimactic. Like I wish he went out better.
No, I actually don't think it was anticlimactic. But one thing I will say is like going back to the kids real quick. It makes me even madder because those handcuffs that they had on, I would understand if it was like in One Piece they have these sea stone handcuffs or whatever that like stop your powers. Them shits didn't even stop the mutants' powers. They literally were just cuffs, and most of them like Static Shock could use his hands to shock people. Like Homeboy had telekinesis. Like the other girl used her mouth to breathe ice.
I can understand it. Have you ever been in handcuffs?
Yes.
Okay, so like it kind of cut us off your circulation, so maybe that's why they couldn't use their powers.
No, Homeboy used his powers, Static Shock, on the truck.
He did.
Remember?
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell me that.
It's like I say, the more you think about it, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the movie. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I don't like, even with all the little things that I'm nitpicking at it, I don't think Logan was a bad movie at all. I just want to show people that these superhero movies aren't as god tier as they think they are. They're actually kind of whatever to good.
It was slightly above average to me.
Like, I'm sorry, like, these niggas hype shit up, and like that's why we get these blockbusters filled with comic book movies that are fucking ass.
I personally never hyped up comic book movies like that. Like, I understand what I'm getting into. Like, I'm going to it because it's a bunch of funny ass jokes and explosions. Like, it's
Right.
it's just entertainment to me. But it's not like, I don't look at it like it's Moonlight or like Saving Private Ryan or something like that. Like,
Right, but I'm saying, but something like Civil War comes out, and then people were like, "Oh my god, like this is the greatest thing to cinema." Like, did I see Civil War? It's on the channel. What are you
Just
talking
saying,
about?
it probably was the greatest thing in cinema then.
I think a superhero movie that could push the genre forward, like, because Logan did to a degree because it was mature.
It did.
I think the Black Panther movie might do it.
That movie
has to
thought
be
Watchmen. I thought Watchmen was fantastic, superhero movie or not. Like, okay, well, to each their own. But I'm saying I thought Watchmen was fantastic. It was the first rated R superhero movie that I had seen.
They literally were showing blue balls on that movie. It was gay.
Nigga, you're such a child, bro. Stop. Anyway, no, the movie was, I thought, was great. And when I saw that, I was like, and then I guess I saw other comic book movies. I guess I realized what was missing. I think you need that rated R stamp, like, because most people who are into comic books anyway, like, there's a lot of kids now because, you know, shit got big. But I mean,
sell toys.
Most people who are really like OG into comic books are older, like, so they can go see a rated R movie. Like, you can look at the blockbuster for that. I mean, the box office for that. But like, going back into Logan, because I went off on a tangent. What y'all think about the ending? And I mean the very last scene.
I thought it was corny
Right.
when she turned the sticks to the X. I thought it was corny.
That shit was corny as fuck. I'm sorry. I think Ethos, was it you that liked it? I thought that shit was super corny.
R.I.P. Logan? No. R.I.P. X-Men.
yeah. I was like, oh.
I like
it.
but only because
That
I understood the
shit
symbol of it.
Yes,
I mean, we
I know
all understand it. Nothing.
Yeah, what was the symbol of it, Ethos? Please explain.
No, because she grew up like reading that
With him as the Wolverine.
and,
It said you'll die as Wolverine, not as like you'll die as the hero I thought you were.
It was
not
still
you know
corny.
what you became.
Like I understand it.
It's
I
corny.
understood it,
It's corny.
but it was
This
still
is this thing I don't agree with. It's corny from the perspective that we're adults, but in her mindset, you gotta look at it from the child's mindset. I understand why she did it. Like that's why I don't dismiss her. Corny is when Magneto dropped that X on him in the Apocalypse. Yeah, that shit was corny. But this is like, it's supposed to symbolize something. Where the X-Men thing was just like, oh, dramatic flair, ooh, X, like ooh, we're back, baby, like that type of shit. That shit's, yeah, I agree. That shit's corny as fuck. But I can't say the Logan X it's corny because it's a kid doing it, and it's like, it was a child's mind that decided that one.
But you know what? I can also argue to you that even though she's a child, she's a very goddamn mature child, like Ellie, because she's out here killing people. She understands the permanence of death and life, and she can drive, and she curses all the time. I went to Logan.
Who taught her to
again.
drive?
I went to Logan again with people who are Spanish, and that time when she goes off on Logan, like, she is saying a lot of motherfucking shit, like, so.
I can argue that
I understand where you're coming,
because at the end of the day, like, she may be
Still
mature,
a kid.
but that's because they made her that way. At the end of the day, she's still a kid, and they established that
She's still
very
a kid.
early on.
Even the hardest
glasses.
kid, yeah, she still has kid
Okay.
tendencies.
Yeah.
Even if she could be the hardest. She
I don't know.
still was a kid at the end. Of the day. Like Ellie, it's the same thing with Ellie. Like Ellie had to grow up in a harsh world, but she still had those kid tendencies. So that's the way I just see it. I can see how some people be like, oh, that shit's whack or some shit. But I just thought it was like kind of adorable. That was
I actually thought it, like, to me, I don't know, it was weird. It kind of ruined the scene for me, because I actually was like, the two best scenes in the movie for me were about to be, actually the three best scenes were about to be the very beginning, when Charles died and Wolverine is like damn near in tears over the grave, and then like the very end, and like I thought when she went back, she was just gonna like hug it and like leave his dog tag over it or some shit like that she had, or something, like some little memento. But I don't know, I just thought that was like kind of corny. Like, I don't know, maybe if she had like left like the comic book or like the Eden or something else, maybe I would have been like, oh, okay. But like, I don't know. I just thought the eggs thing was kind of corny, and yeah, it just like it. Literally, I went from like, oh man, that's so sad in the theater to like, wow, that was so fucking corny. Like,
I think my biggest problem with the movie is like when I think about it, it's like the movie was just too predictable. It was literally road trip to Logan's death. Like there was no. I was waiting. I guess I was waiting for the plot twist, and there was none. Like it was just like, let's get in the car, let's go down Route 66 with our Ford. And then I die. Like,
which would have made the movie 10 times better. And I think this is part of the writing, and then also part of the trailer. I had a shock moment when I found out that the kid was like a clone of him. Like when they first showed the trailer. I wish they had hid that away, and she never revealed who she was until the end, where she actually like supposed to go. I think that would have had more impact to the whole, like that would have given you a plot, because then you would have realized, oh, this girl he's been carrying on the whole time has been like a clone, and it's like you like treats her like a daughter kind of.
I agree. I agree.
Like, it would have had more social impact to it, because you think she's like defenseless all by herself, and then she reveals, oh shit, I'm a fucking mutant.
That's one of those things where it's not possible, because the source material, like I already knew that was his daughter. And I mean,
it's an alternate timeline. I think you could have because you gotta remember this.
There's source material they're going off of, and the thing, and you know how the internet is. Everybody would just spoiled it for you.
Here's why I don't agree with that, and because I watched the behind the scenes interview with the director, the writer of it, and he said he was concerned that Fox would not let him kill off all the X-Men. Like when he brought that to him, but he said like when I brought it forward to them, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill off all the X-Men with Xavier. Like Xavier was gonna do that. They didn't contest him because the source material was like otherwise, something like that, or he was supposed to follow a different storyline or something. But they let him do it. So I think at the end of the day, he should have just gone for it. I mean, if it's an already an alter, like, because the Days of Future Past, I think you get more leniency with it, because it's a whole new different type of,
I remember he was saying he wanted to go to the year 2029 because it was like so far from the other movie. It was like, I basically do have
you get some freedom. Exactly. I think just go for it. You're already here. You already went halfway there. You might as well just go all the way and really, because I think it's cool when, like, I forgot what other movie did it. It was another fucking movie. I fucking forgot. Or anime. I can't remember. But it's like when you take the source material, but the Batman Telltale games. It's the source material, right? But they do a flip with, we won't spoil a good case because people won't be expecting it, but the little twist. There's like, you don't see that coming of who Lady Arkham is. You're like, oh shit, that's not part of the source material. But it was like a cool twist because the writers respected the source material, but they did their own little twist to it. So I'd say go for it. It would have hurt.
I wish that kind of happened was like, instead of him dying, he actually starts his own school and is the head of that.
That's what I thought was going to happen at the end. I thought he was going to
no, because then
get the kids and do it.
That leaves leeway for him to come back as Wolverine. You have to understand, Hugh Jackman was like, I'm done being Wolverine. Like, there was only one ending for this. The man has to die. Like, and also everybody else died too. Like, it makes no sense. Like, Wolverine has said throughout that he's like broken, and in the end he was like, I'm no good at this shit. There's no way I can be like a daddy figure to you. So you think he's just gonna up and be like, well, kids, like, I saved you, so time to go and start a school in Canada? Like, nah, that would have been even worse. If that was the ending, I swear to God, I would have been like, people are fucking retarded with this movie. Like, I'm sorry, that would have been the most unrealistic bullshit I've ever seen in my entire life. Nothing in the entire movie would have been.
He has claws that come out of his hand. What are you talking about, unrealistic?
No, because now you're trying to suspend belief with something that's already established in the universe. I'm talking about him as a character. Nothing in the movie would show that he would make such a drastic flip like that. That's ridiculous.
I could have sworn in the original
trilogy, in his ways for so long, you're insane.
I could have swore in the original trilogy, Xavier told him that one day he would have to take over with the X-Men and so forth and other stuff when he was gone. I could have sworn he did that.
That was in one of the movies.
I'm almost positive in one of the movies.
But was that in that timeline?
It was probably Days of Future Past. I gotta check because it's been a long time since I've seen the original trilogy. But
there's a cartoon called Wolverine and the X-Men too.
Yeah, really, I could have swore like there was one part Xavier's like, I'm not gonna be here forever, and I need you to be the leader for them, Logan, or something like that. And he was like, yeah. He was like, all right, Xavier, I'll do it.
But you know where that's deaded too? Because Charles killed all the X-Men. So, like, I'm sure that was a huge traumatic event for Wolverine that he's like, I don't want to start another school. Like,
but that was because of Xavier. I think Xavier would have.
Okay, but I'm saying in this movie though, like,
because I think at the end of the day,
want to do that.
I think at the end of the day, Logan respected Xavier and his wishes. Like, Xavier just wanted to bring people together, and it was unfortunate that his old mind caused him to kill everything that he built. And I don't think for 1 second that Xavier would tell him, no, don't do it. I think he would say, like, please, like, you know, do what's right by the kids. Because I think
I'm not saying he would say that. I'm not saying he would say that. I'm saying
like Eden was all based off of, was them going and starting a new school. Like that was what the comic was based off.
A safe haven, if anything.
Well, yeah, safe haven store.
But what I'm saying is, like, let's say we get to the end of the movie. He kills X-23 and he's fucked up, but he's not that bad, and he gets to live and whatever. I don't think his next idea would be like, let me go start a school with these kids.
Oh, I personally believe he would have done what he promised Xavier. He would wait for him to die and then go off to the whatever the fuck thing it was.
The Sunseeker. Yeah. That's what I believe would have happened.
I think that would have been a better ending if he had lived and he had gone
that
off
would have been
there
better closure.
and him just dying. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Now we're just speaking like speculations and what if.
Right.
This is a review. So
yeah.
We reviewing what we got, and I think it was a good movie. It was definitely one of the better superhero movies.
Oh yeah, definitely better than Superman.
I think it's going to be a good template.
Not hard to beat.
I think the reason I give Logan respect and reverence is that I think it's another great example to what can happen when you make a rated R movie. Because Deadpool was like
exactly,
and I think like this is just another. You need evidence to prove to studios that this will work. And if you
so
show, here's Logan.
Logan's the catalyst that's going to change the. It's going to push.
I think Deadpool
forward.
Yeah, Deadpool was definitely the catalyst, but I think like Wolverine's just added evidence to that proof that it works. You just got to do it. You got to respect the source.
You got to do it right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Do it right.
Like a lot of people say, like
now I would love to see a Batman with
like now everyone's saying like Batman v Superman would have been so better rated R. Like so many people said that because it was like Batman was brutal as fuck in Batman v Superman. And they're like if this Batman film comes out, they should make him brutal. They should make it rated R because like he's the Mike Miller Batman. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would love to see like a Thomas Wayne, like the mom is the Joker, like and Bruce died like now rated R.
Miller's Batman didn't give a fuck. He's an old age, so he doesn't give a fuck anymore. Like he's stabbing people through, like he does not give a fuck anymore. So I hope that encourages him. Because the hilarious thing about all this I find is it's Fox doing this because. That was my biggest problem with Marvel movies is I felt they were always too lighthearted. And like the thing that pissed me the most off about like why I never believe like I'll never say Avengers is really incredible is because the shit they did to Coulson, in my opinion, was an insult. Like how you go use him as a guilt trip to get them to come together and they're like, hey guys, I'm not dead. Like that was just a big insult in my opinion. And
hey, watch out, Ethos. The comment section gonna say that you need.
I don't care because like this is just my opinion, but that's why I've always gravitated towards the DC like the Nolan films because I've always felt they had a darker, more grounded look. Granted, not everything with them was 100% realistic, but I felt like
so you love Daredevil basically.
You talking about the Marvel
Netflix.
one? Or are you talking about
Netflix?
There's only
Netflix.
We don't acknowledge the other Daredevil.
Okay.
That's why my brain turned off because I was like, I was like,
huh? Please, no.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the not Ben Affleck. No.
Yeah, we're not talking about that guy.
But no, that's why I told you I was like. I was really fucking with Daredevil and why I fuck with Luke Cage and why I really fuck with Jessica Jones is because they're more grounded, more gritty, more brutal realizations of Marvel's universe. That's why I was like, because I told you that's why I was telling you about when we was talking one time about it after Jessica Jones. I was like, I have a feeling I'm gonna love Defenders more than I like the Avengers. Like, period. Just the style of it, the characters. I think I'm gonna like them because I feel like they're more grounded. They have more flaws. They don't prop them off as heroes and with killed my dad, shit like that. So I don't know. That's just me. I like that Marvel's going into a darker direction. I hope they continue with that, and I hope that more superhero movies go into the darker, brutal. I hope that's the lesson people get out of this, regardless of how they feel about the movies. Like I want it to go into a darker direction.
I don't think
same.
Not all of them. Spider-Man is one that's
Spider-Man doesn't need it.
Spider-Man had its darker sections as well, which actually was really interesting. Spider-Man has had those in the comics, which was really fucked. He had some fucked up shit happening.
I think if the character and theme fits, make it dark.
Yeah.
But like Spider-Man doesn't need it. Fucking like I don't think Fantastic Four would need it. Like
I don't think
characters like Guardians wouldn't need it.
Punisher wouldn't
Guardians wouldn't need it. Guardians would be a mismatch. You got to make sure it's the right hero to do it.
Exactly.
So yeah. So all right, that's all I got.
What's the name?
Logan was cool.
What's the name? For me, it was. I give it a solid 8. I give it the first 7 because the story was just decent, and then I bump it up to an 8 because it was gory.
Pull up,
But for me to get it to a 9 or higher, it needed that plot twist. And unfortunately, the movie was just too straightforward, and it left me like I didn't see the 95. I didn't see it.
The thing is, with
They're still good.
I don't blame them for giving them that high of a score. I really don't. But at the same time, it's like I feel what you're saying. So it is what it is.
Like I said, I think it comes from a place of everything else is meh. And Logan was the Uncharted of movies, bro.
What do you mean?
In the sense of like, niggas.
I don't know about that.
No.
I think
mean, my guy? What do you mean, my guy?
No. I'm saying in the sense of like, niggas who be playing like 2K and all that sort of shit, they play Uncharted. They're like, wow, hold on.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
This shit right here, yeah, exactly. This shit right here is fire. Niggas who really be loving these comic book movies, they go and see Logan. They're like, oh my god.
Casuals going to something halfway hardcore.
Exactly.
Like I remember what is it? Forbes saying Logan could get Best Picture. I completely not stand.
Not in a year.
Have you seen Get Out?
Yeah, and Get Out. Yeah, not in a year with silence and Get Out. You crazy?
Yeah, I disagree. It might get nominated, but I doubt it could be.
That's not the conversation for right now.
Yeah, they just need their own genre Best Superhero Movie.
I think Best Blockbuster should be a category.
There you go. Yeah, best blockbuster. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But Best Picture, nah.
But yeah,
those are our thoughts.
Those are our thoughts on Logan. Let us know what you guys thought in the comments section below. Feel free to also hit the like button, help support the channel, and we're gonna holler at everybody. Everybody have a nice one. Peace.